sense of like powerlessness a lot of times among activists that like, oh, we did this, we had all these petitions, and nothing worked. And like, is that because of something that the activists are doing wrong, or is it a different problem?
Oh, wow. Well, let's see. I think the best way to answer that is that you know, the problem isn't the kind of activism. The problem is activism. In that there's a particular thing that we do when we're being activists that's obnoxious. And so, by which I mean, I'm right and know a whole bunch of stuff, and my God, look at you ignorant people. You know, the time has come for me to chase you down with my, petitions to explain to you how you're, essentially dupes and fools and are being oppressed by the system about which you know very little, and it's time for me to enlighten you and get you to take action on it. That's obnoxious, but it's what we do, and I don't think it's going to work. Though it's fine for kind of like a subcultural kind of maturation process, but it's not actually going to change the country. I think that what we've got to actually think about is how do we actually magnetize people, right? Most of activism is like trying to chase people down the street. Like, the world is ending, everything's bad, you suck, where are you going? Come back, join my group, What's wrong with these people? I did that for 15 years, and so it burned out really badly, and had to go away, and get some healing and therapy and all that kind of stuff. It took a long time to kind of recover from a whole lifetime of kind of a politics of outrage and confrontation and accusation, and my firm view about this at this point is that we just have to be more beautiful. I mean, we actually have to embody more what it is we're trying to achieve, and let people find us a little bit more, and be more curious, be less certain, be more loving, especially with regard to the people who present themselves to us as opponents. We have to fight the polluter within and without, like the warmonger within and without. The difference between the nature of the enterprise that we're engaged in now, which is try to rescue human civilization from itself and kind of prove that we're a species worthy of being here, is that there is a sharp division between good and evil here, a very sharp division. It just runs down the middle of every person, right, including us. And so if we're going to make a difference, people need to know that we know that, right? And so trying to have a politics of confession as opposed to accusation is difficult, especially in a gotcha culture. Most of the things that I got criticized for by my brother Glenn Beck is whom I love. I do. No, really. I mean, Glenn Beck, seriously, recovering alcoholic. My father was an alcoholic. It's incredibly difficult to do what he's done, to be able to actually get sober. He is a father of a special needs daughter, about whom he speaks with great tenderness and great care. You don't see that very often. He's a heterosexual man who is willing to weep in public. That doesn't happen very often. It does create some space. I don't agree with him, and I think he's using his genius and his talents in ways that are destructive to the country. But I love him as a person. I see him as a person, and I refuse to be pulled out of community with him. have that same obligation here on this campus and in your own work. That's the degree of seriousness with which we have to take our work. It reflects something about the level of peril that we face. We're about to bake the planet. We're about to have a very, very rough ride. And it's very, very important, I think, that those of us who want to avoid the worst of all this act in ways that are so clearly not left versus right, blue versus red, smarty pants versus dumb fuck, you know, like that whole thing. Like, it's very important that we act in different ways. Last question.
I'm so sorry, just for 1 second. This is so incredible.
Sure.
I'd love to continue this all night, but we should